Hi fashion lovers, you're welcome to another interesting video. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a bustier with this scoop neckline. So if it's something you want to learn, you need to keep watching this video. And if you find this video very interesting, don't forget to leave a like for me and a comment for me in the comment section. And if you're new here, you're highly welcome. This is So Style with GB. On this channel, you will learn pattern drafting, freehand cutting, and sewing as well. So kindly subscribe and be part of this family for more amazing content. To all my subscribers, thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you for liking and sharing this video. Let's get started. To get started, I have my pattern paper here with me. So because this is going to be a bustier, so you need to determine how low you want it to be. So I'm going to be coming down by 4 inches from my shoulder. So as you can see on the starting point line, I'm going to keep my tape on that starting point line, that is on 4 inches. So if you want to come down by 5 inches, you can keep your tape on 5 inches before taking all your vertical measurement. So I kept my tape on the 4 inches. So I'll go ahead and mark my chest line, bust point line, waistline, the under bust and the waistline. So this is the chest line, this is the bust point, this is the under bust, and this is the waistline. So depending on what you want to use, you're going to keep your tape on the 4 inches, 4.5 or 3 inches depending on what you want to use, and then you want to go ahead and mark all your vertical measurements. So on my bust point, under bust and waistline, I'm going to mark half of my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 7 divided by 2 is going to give me 3.5, and that is what I use as my nipple to nipple measurement. So the next thing I did was to, on this part I marked 0.75 inch, towards the other part I marked 1.25 inch, making it a total of 2 inches. So towards this part is 0.75 and towards the other side seam is 1.25. That is what I marked. So the total that I used on the under bust and waistline is 2 inches. So from your bust point line, you want to come down by 0.75 to connect like this. Did you see? You want to connect, and you also want to keep your tape from the bust point. You have to come down by 0.75 or 0.5 or 1 inch if you're on a plus size. From the bust point, you want to come down and then connect your dart line like this. So with this, we have contoured the under bust. Did you see that? So the next thing you will want to do is to get the upper chest line. So I'm going to show you a video on how to do so. So to get your chest line, your upper chest line, this is how you're going to keep your tape and measure. Did you see? You want to measure from one side to the other side, like so. From this part now, did you see? You want to measure around that part. So your bra strap will be a guide for you. So that's why I normally call it bra to bra strap in my video. You measure one bra strap to the other bra strap for you to be able to get that upper chest line. So you're going to see how we're going to be applying it to our dress. Did you see that? So for this mannequin, the mannequin own is 9 inches. So my upper chest line is 10 inches, or your bra to bra strap. So mine is 10 inches. I'm going to divide by 2, which is going to give me 5 inches. And that is what I marked on my starting point line. So on that starting point line, I marked 5 inches. So the next thing is to get my bust measurement, which I have as 34 for the measurement I'm making use of. So 18 inches is going to be the front bust, while 16 inches is going to be the back bust. By the time you add 18 and 16 inches together, you are going to have it as 34 inches, which is the person's bust measurement. So the 18 inches, you want to divide it by 2 and mark on your chest line. So from that 5 inches line that you make on the starting point line, you want to go ahead and connect an armhole to meet your measurement, to meet your measurement. I hope you understand. So then you want to like keep your curve ruler to get your, your princess seam line. Because of the bustier we are working with, it has a princess seam line. So from that point you connect to meet the bust point, and then I went ahead to mark 2 inches as my dart intake on 2 inches. Did you see? And then for the bust point line, you go up by half an inch. Then you go ahead and connect your princess seam line. Go ahead and connect your princess seam line. I hope you are cleared. And that 2 inches that you use as your dart, you want to extend that point by 2 inches, just the way you take your normal armhole princess dart. And with your curve ruler, you want to connect a new armhole. I believe you got to this part. So you mark the first line. From this point, you mark the first line and then connect to the bust point. You want to go ahead, go down by 2 inches for your dart, then connect your second line, your second seam line, and then you extend by that 2 inches. That 2 inches. So if you use 1 inch as your dart, you extend by 1 inch. You use 1.5, you extend by 1.5. So I used 2 inches, I extended up by 2 inches, and then I connected my new armhole. So you're going to keep your tape on the 4 inches and then go ahead and get the depth of your neckline. So the depth of the neckline I made use of is 7 inches. Then you want to go ahead and mark your neckline. So this becomes your neckline. So this excess that you have around that point has covered up for the dart intake on the chest line. So on the underbust, you mark 1/4 of your underbust circumference, add the dart intake, which is 2 inches, and then on the waistline, mark 1/4 of your waist circumference, replace the dart of that 2 inches that you use. So from your chest line, you want to go ahead and connect to the underbust and to the waistline. So after I was done doing that, I didn't know that my camera cut off that part, so I connected from the chest to the underbust and to the waistline. So the next thing I did was that my front waistline is 17 inches, the back waistline is 15. So the difference between the front and the back waistline is 2 inches. So on the bust point line, I came down by that 2 inches for my bust dart, and with my ruler I connected to the bust point. So that was what I did to get that bust dart. So this is what I have after I was done, drafting this pattern. So did you see how the pattern is? Everything came out nicely. So this is the center front is going to be cut on fold, while the side seam will be cut in 2 pieces. So I'll go ahead and cut this out. So you want to open the center dart, you want to open it up to the bust point, then go ahead and close your bust dart. You go ahead and close your bust dart, remark this line in case you don't have it equally again. So you want to go ahead and continue your cutting. So I believe you are getting value from this video, and if you do, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. So we'll go over to the back part. So for the back part is going to start from the chest line. So let me just mark 1 inch as the starting point line. So because this is like a strapless bustier, the back part will start from your chest line, just the way you draft your normal 2 bustier. So I will just mark 1 inch as my starting point line. So my back is going to start on my chest line, and my chest line is 8 inches. So I'm going to keep the tape on the chest line. So this is the chest line. Did you see this point? This is the chest line. So that is where the back is going to start. That is on the end of the armhole. That is where the back is going to start. The back is not going to have the armhole. So I'm going to keep my tape on 8 inches, which is my chest line, and from that point I will mark my back waistline, which is 15 inches. My back waistline is 15 inches. So what I have on the back part will be the chest line and the back waist line. So that is what you are going to have. So you want to go ahead and mark that point just the way you see me now. So let me label. This is the chest line, this is the waistline for the back. So the next thing you want to do is to eliminate that bulging effect at the back. So from the back waistline, you want to like go inward by 1 inch and then take it to the chest line like this. So that part will be cut off, so that we don't need it because we don't want any bulging effect. So you want to go ahead and mark 1 inch, which is going to serve as your zipper allowance. Did you see? So this is going to be my zipper allowance. So the next thing you want to do now is on the waistline, you mark 1/4 of your waist circumference. Before then, let's get our dart. So I'm going to mark half of my nipple to nipple measurement and take a dart of 1/2 inch on both sides, and also do that on the chest line. So my dart is going to like start from the chest line and end on the waistline. So I'll go ahead and connect my dart, and the dart I'm using for the back is that of 1 inch. That of 1 inch. Please take note of that. So after I was done connecting my dart, I'm going to keep my tape here, measure 1/4 of my waist circumference, and I'll add back the 1 inch for my dart. And then on the chest line, I'm going to mark half of the back waist, the back bust, which is 16 divided by 2 will give me 8 inches. So that is what I will mark on the chest line, and then I'll go ahead and connect from the chest line to the waistline like this. So on the chest line, I mark 1/2 of my back bust. So on this part, I'm going to take 1/2 inch on both sides to avoid gaping. So I want to take 1/2 inch to avoid gaping. So this is called a gaping dart, and you're not going to be replacing it. If you don't do this, your back part is going to gape. So if you're a very plus size, you can mark 0.75 on both sides, or even 1 inch. Trust me, your bustier is not going to do what? Gape. So for me, I use 1/2 inch on both sides and connected it straight to that dart. And you can see I do not replace the dart on the chest line because it's called a gaping dart, and it's going to help you it's going to make your dress to be more fitted without gaping at the back or having excess at the back part. So if you're a plus size, you use 0.75 on both sides, or even 1 inch. So I went ahead to like go and connect the neckline I want, and this is me trying to label and give the mark on the way I want this pattern to be. So these two pattern is going to be cut into 2 pieces, and this is the zipper allowance. So I can go ahead and cut this part. So I actually realize that I cannot close up this dart and then have 1 piece for this back part. Instead of having 2 pieces, I can actually close the dart and have 1 piece, and that is what I'm going to go for. So I closed up the dart for me to have 1 piece. So instead of having like 2 pieces for the back, I'm going to have 1 piece for the back. So at this point, I wanted to test my pattern to know if the side seam of the front matches with the side seam of the back. And as you can see, everything aligns together. So my back is just 1 piece. So by the time I cut it on fabric, I'll be having 2 pieces. But if I do not close up the dart and I cut through the dart, I'm going to have like 2 pieces. By the time I'm done cutting on the fabric, I'm going to have 4 pieces. So you want to go ahead and add all your necessary sewing allowance. The center front will be on fold. Add 1/2 inch all over the side front, 2 pieces. The back is going to be 2 pieces. And this is what I have. When you have a closer look, this is what I have. So I've gone ahead to cut this on the fabric. As you can see, I have added 1/2 inch sewing allowance on the hem part, on the upper part, on the side. So this is the back part I've added. Apart from the zipper allowance, I didn't add any allowance on the zipper again because we already have the zipper allowance. So you add ½ inch on the top, on the down part, and on the side seam. And this is the center front, which is cut on fold. As you can see, it's being cut on fold. I've gone ahead to cut the lining as well, and I've added ½ inch all over and also on the down part. And this is the side front. Is cut in 2 pieces, and I use ½ inch for all the allowance, all the allowance that I have. I use ½ inch as the allowance. So I've gone ahead to cut my wadding. You can see I use the pattern to cut it out. So I'm going to go ahead and place my wadding, which is my the padding I'm going to be using. I'm going to place it on the fabric. So you want to place the fusible part. That is the part that can be gummed to the wrong side of your fabric. You can see that the padding do not get to the sewing allowance. I don't want it to get to the sewing allowance. So this is how it's going to be. And this is the side front. You also want to attach the padding to it as well. So this is how you attach it. Did you see that? So this is how you attach it, the feasible part. So I'm going to attach it in such a way that I will have the ½ inch allowance, because I didn't add the sewing allowance on the padding, and I'm using the lightest padding. I use the lightest padding. So I've gone ahead to iron to the fabric. You can see, so go ahead and join the side seams. So I'm going to go ahead and join the side like this. And for the back, you want to open it up. You want to go ahead and attach the zipper on the zipper allowance. Locate your zipper allowance or space, and then attach your zipper. So when I was done attaching my zipper, this is what I have. And when I was done sewing, joining the bustiers, this is what I have. Did you see that? So this is very easy and simple. So if you want to have a more structured look, you can use the bust caging method, where you use boning, to structure your bustier instead of using a padding. So I've gone ahead to attach the side seams, and then the lining, I've sewn the lining just the exact way I did for the main fabric. So I'm going to place the lining, right side of the lining facing the right side of the fabric. Then you want to go ahead and sew the neckline and sew through the armhole. Did you see? You sew through the armhole, and then you also want to sew down like so. You sew down like so. You also want to repeat the process on the other side. You sew like this, and did you see? And then sew down like this. So when I was done, this is what I have. I'll go ahead and kind of, cut through it. Did you see? I'll just go ahead and cut through it to have a more relaxed look. So did you see? Cut off every pointy edges, then turn it to the right side. So this is what I have. I'm going to go ahead and give it a final press. So this is what I have. I didn't use the bust caging technique, but for the style, I think they use the bust caging technique. So you can go ahead and use your bust caging technique. If you don't want to use the bust caging technique, you can use the padding. You can see mine came out so fine, even though I didn't use the bust caging technique. I believe you have enjoyed this video so far. Don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.